Hello and good morning. It's day 2 of the Heritage Caravan. The Heritage Caravan is brought to you by Vodafone Cash, by Top Oil, and of course, Hunters, Colgate, and HFC Susu Plus. Now, we're excited. Last night was absolutely amazing. We had a karaoke session by the pool and people just went all out. And that's the kind of fun and bonding that we're hoping to see more of on the Heritage Caravan. Now today though, we find ourselves in Kumasi, in Ejisu to be precise, of course, where we left off last night, Anita Hotel, and we're just about setting off. As you can see, buses behind me, ready to go. And I'm ready to do this as well. Shortly, we'll be heading out to the Okomfo Anokye Sword to go hear a little bit about it and the history surrounding it. And then we'll go to the military museum as well. Right after that, we head out straight to Tamale, and that's where the rest of our journey will continue. So most of the fun today should be at the military museum and the Okomfo Anokye Sword, plus on the bus. So make sure you don't miss out on any of the action, and I'll be back to tell you more. My name is Jessica, and this is the Heritage Caravan Diaries.
For me, this journey has been wonderful so far. The trip, very comfortable. The buses, very comfortable. But so far, it's been wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Good experience.
I'm George Aduduadi. Actually, I've tried to be on this trip last year, but I couldn't go through, yeah. So this year, I tried to make it end. I love the company. I enjoy the company. Everybody's very friendly, socializing. Sometimes we discuss 1 or 2 businesses at the same time.
Okay. I'm Nathaniel Newman, and I enjoyed it when we went to the lighthouse. I've been in Accra for a very long time. I've seen the lighthouse, but I've never climbed it before, and the experience was just great. I enjoyed every bit of it.
Okay, I'm Nalamle Anan, a fashion designer. Okay. Day 1, the most exciting moment was on the bus for me. And all of a sudden, there's this drama competition and everybody's having fun and it's amazing. God, I was so excited.
My name is Margaret Newman, and so far it's been lovely. I've enjoyed the trip going around, especially on the lighthouse. I was a bit scared that I'll fall, but it was fun. I took pictures and so far, so good.
So here the size of the fort is 80 meters square, and the thickness of the walls is 3 feet wide, and the height is 13 feet. So the main materials for building the fort, we have the initial granite sent by the Asantes, and through reconstruction, the British also brought big bricks so that they could have their way here. So as at 1898, the cost for building the Kumasi fort was around £4,690 sterling.
Okay, so what we offer here again is that this place also became the last battlefield between British and Asantes, known as Yasantua War. We have hundreds of objects displayed. We have World War I and II objects. We have sections where we talk about World War I and II, because First World War, 1914 to 18, the British engaged colonial strength, especially from Africa. We also have Second World War, where we engaged against the Italians. They engaged us against the Italians in Abyssinia, Ethiopia. Then we went to Somalia, then Eritrea. So we have a lot of Italian objects in this museum. And the last one, against the Japanese. Those who live in Accra, we have Burma camp. Because of the Burma campaign, we went to fight Japan in Burma, close to India. So 1944-45, we had victory over the Japanese. 1940-41, we had victory over the Italians. 1914 to 18, we had victory over the Germans. So these are the main areas we handle here. Then we talk about Asante improper. We talk about the colonial administrators. We talk about coups started by Kotoka, ending by Rawlins, the successful ones. When we also have dungeons. We have dungeons where British kept prisoners of war to kill them. And we also have a very special place to keep you, where Yaa Asantewaa was kept. You just have to go there and have a feel. Then we have guard room or detention cells, where the British punish the African troops. Now, into this one, Yaa Asantewaa survived because they didn't want her to die, to bring more problems. So in the one that you locked yourself, the 10th one, she was there by herself. She went out, she got fresh air, she got food and water. And she was not tortured. Maybe the torture was she was made naked. You see, so they made her naked. They stripped her naked. And she was there because they didn't want her to use anything to kill herself there. So she was there, and for a very short time, I can't say 2 days, 3 days, she was there for a very short time before she was taken to Cape Coast and finally to the Seychelles Islands. And that is where she died. In a natural cause. That was October 1921 when Yaa Asantewaa died. But she has been reburied in Ejiso. But these are photographs of naval commanders. You know, the Navy was also formed by the British, 1939. So the first commander was Foreman. And when they left Ghana, the first Ghanaian was Hansen. These are the addresses from your left: 1, 2, 3 officers, 1, 2, 3 juniors. Those who want to be officers, you have to bring your first degree for 18 to at most 22 months. Those who don't have it, they have SS, senior high school, etc. They have the last 3. So these are some of the shapes we have created to educate our children who come to learn here. So that is Anzone, the American ship, and that's Achimota, the German ship. I was explaining the photographs here. We have Prempeh the First, who was arrested 1896 and exiled into the Seychelles Islands. Then after 28 years, he returned in 1924, died in Kumasi, 1931. And we got Prempeh the Second, Ose Agyeman, who died in 1970. And we got Opokuwari the Second, who also died in 1999. And presently, we have Ose Tutu the Second. But this is a photograph I was showing you that the front people here, it was alleged, and actually they were found guilty, that they stole the golden stool when Prempeh was in exile. And they were caught, they were later banished from the country. And that is Ipiawasu. So Yaa Asantewaa led as Santis.
Star of Ghana, everybody toils of the brave, and the sweat of their labors, toils of the brave, which have brought results. Ghana, we now have freedom. Ghana, land of freedom, everybody toils of the brave, and the sweat of their labors, toils of the brave, which have brought results. This is where the legendary priest Okomfo Anokye planted this sword in 1695. The priest Anokye did not put the sword here to tell us how powerful he was, but the sword you see here today is telling you where the Asante Kingdom began, where the golden stool of Asantes came from, and also it represents the unity of the Asante Kingdom. Before the day the sword was planted here, there were no particular group of people or individual known as Asantes, but we were having Akans, and these Akans were living in individual states. Each of the states was an independent state. The people gathered here to discuss how they will be able to come together as one group of people to wage war against the Dangerous state. They gathered here and agreed to come together. But the problem here was leadership, because as they were coming, they were all leaders from where they came from, and each one of them wanted to be a leader here as well, which was impossible. Here in the middle of the priest Anokye stood to invoke the gods, and the golden stool was conjured from skies. He came and fell onto the laps of Ose Tutu, making him unquestionable leader. Then a sword was given to him to swear to protect the people. The people also sworn to protect him. Then part of individual hair and fingernails were cut, brought together, and burnt into ashes. Some of these ashes were mixed with palm wine for all of them to drink. It's like a covenant. Then he took away the thrones that they were having before. from them and dig a big hole here, buried those tools with the rest of the ashes, and kept the sword on top. Told them, if any one of them goes and come back to remove his tool, the unity they have will collapse. Many people has been here, including the former heavyweight champion. The late boxer Muhammad Ali was in Ghana in 1964. He came down here to try, he couldn't. The people came together because of war. The team was because of war, because they wanted to wage war against the dangerous state. And because of war, this phrase in Akan, we say Esa Nti. Esa in Akan means war. Esa Nti. Please, can you say this after me? Esa Nti. So anytime they wage war, their fellow Akans will say, these are people who came together because of war. Asante for, Asante for. Then that phrase polluted to be Asante.
Souls of the brave, which have brought results. Gold Coast will thank Nananom and elders, late Kesley Hayford, Mensan Saba, Pa Grant, Sergeant Agete, and all who fought for freedom. Everybody! Toils of the brave and the sweat of their labors, toils of the brave which have brought results.
Loving people, and then they have special dishes that you will eat and enjoy, and you will want to carry some back to Accra. And I also want to give you the good news that the guinea fowl that you heard that they flew to Burkina Faso. Now that I'm here, they are all back. I also want to tell you that we have a very beautiful culture, very beautiful environment, very beautiful tourist site of attraction, very beautiful historical artifacts that you will look at them and add them to other cultural artifacts that Ghana is enriched with. You also want to get Martin. Please, we are open to new people. Yes. Business people want to partner you. People want to partner you. The regional minister also wants to toils of the brave which have brought results. Gold Coast will thank Nananom and elders, late Kesley Hayford, Mensan Saba, Pa Grant, Sergeant Agete,